Three Pedal
What's up, boys
Fred.
and girls? Three Pedal Fred back, and today we're here to discuss my autocross event with the Veloster N. Finally was able to get her out there in a real racing or driving scenario, as opposed to back-end driving or roll racing, anything like that. And the event was amazing. Got to hang out with the Porsche boys. This is a Porsche Club event, about 80 vehicles. Only cost me $70 to do the event. And I recommend autocrossing now so much because not only was it the funnest time that I've ever had in a car, just from driving dynamics and the actual feeling of speed in the vehicle, even though you only get up to about 65 miles an hour, depending how fast your vehicle is. But in general, not only is it safer than driving on the street, but you actually have to invoke driving skill. It's basically high-speed go-karting, right? So if you guys have ever had fun go-karting, it's the same exact scenario. And what I love about it, just from a community perspective, from a car perspective, you don't have to go out to these events with the fastest, most expensive cars, the cars with the most displacement, the cars with the most horsepower. Literally, because these courses are slower and they're so technical and tactical, it comes down way more to driving skill than it does with just going out there and buying a high-end car, you know, an M4 or M3, and then smashing the gas in the roll race and saying, oh my God, I got this guy. So now shifting gears and speaking specifically about the Veloster N. Funny enough, the car, so obviously it was developed in Nürburgring, so we know it's designed for high-speed courses, stability. You know, obviously it's an economy car, it's just a Veloster platform, but they were able to do some interesting things like taking bigger brakes from like a Honda Sonata from a heavier vehicle and putting it on a smaller, lighter vehicle to give it braking capability and things of that nature to be able to actually, you know, do 2 or 3 hot laps, you know, foot on the pedal, vehicle warming up, you know, all the components warming up and the brakes not fading and you being able to actually enjoy those laps. So on the autocross course, it was actually a little bit different. So first of all, as we all know, front wheel drive cars and any front wheel drive bias car as well. So think RS3, think S3, some of the Audis, they all understeer. Even the Veloster N tends to understeer. But the way that you combat that is that you want to be able to make the back end come out so the vehicle can actually rotate. So while the Veloster was very capable and felt very stable in the majority of situations, the back end is extremely twitchy on this car. So even on sweeping corners or off-camber turns, you know, I'm just puttering along in the car, maybe doing 30 or 45 miles an hour, and I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm like, the car is just drifting and drifting a lot. But after you learn the nature of the vehicle and kind of know how twitchy the back end is, and you know what scenarios you're safe in and what scenarios you're not, you could kind of clamp down and dial in on your driving style with the Veloster N. And what does that mean? That really means you do want to get your braking done early, and then autocross is all about momentum. So you want to brake, but you don't want to brake to the point where you slow the car down long enough that you lose time on your run. So you're kind of worrying about those two things. You want to do most of your braking in a straight line, right? You want to set up your lines before a corner, and you really have to do it with a front wheel drive car, because in a rear wheel drive car, if you understeer, you can just tap the gas, it'll rotate the car and you can keep powering out of that turn. On a front wheel drive car, that is not the case at all. Alrighty, so here we are starting off. We're peeling off the line a little bit. The Veloster doesn't have the most power in the world, so kind of a slow start. We're building some more momentum here. I really could have held a little bit more speed here. Again, right here, the car is drifting like crazy because that back end is really twitchy. Pretty good line right there, but lost a little bit too much speed, braking too hard. But we're off and we're racing. Again, same thing, braked a little bit too much, and you're going to lose a little bit of momentum there. I should have stayed more so to the outside a little bit here. But again, these turns, that back end, you're just drifting, man. It's so crazy the way this car is set up. So all right, we're on the street. The Veloster N would benefit greatly from like 50 more horsepower on this run, but you see how stable it is on that slalom. So kudos to Hyundai. Decent turn, but could have been better. And then here, same thing. Got to stay more so to the outside to use the entire track. But overall, decent